1, 2, 3, 4.
These boys only want the best stuff. They want the cream of the crop. They don't want none of that Michael Bay shit. They want the shit that pops. Oscar bait, black and white. Maybe something French. If it's got more than one explosion, honey, put that shit on the bench. Oscar Wieners, Oscar Wieners, Oscar Wieners. These boys are the Oscar Wieners.
Yum, yum.
Oscar Wieners.
Welcome to Oscar Wieners,
Howdy.
the only show on the internet where Hollywood's biggest night thinks the world is a morally reprehensible place.
It really, that hurts to hear.
Yeah,
It's hard to find out that truth.
yeah. I'm Michael.
Wow. We're really getting serious, huh?
No silliness this episode.
Okay.
I don't think it's appropriate.
Damn, okay. That's gonna test me. I'm Ander.
You really wanted to say I'm Gasoline Jones.
I really wanted to say I don't know, Martin O'Malley or something. What's that guy up to?
And this is a podcast where every week we pick a best picture wiener at random and try to figure out if it's best picture worthy. And this week we are talking about the 2014 best picture winner, Steve McQueen's 12 Years a Slave, based on 12 Years a Slave by Solomon Northup, which obviously was about his experience that is depicted in this movie. It follows, Chiwetel Ejiofor plays Solomon Northup, and he is a free black man in, is it New York?
Saratoga,
right.
Yeah.
He has a wife, he has 2 kids, and he is a musician.
Fiddler.
He's just going about his business. I assume this is just like a guy that he's friendly with. He's like, hey, these 2 guys were telling me they need somebody to fucking help play music at their carnival that they're doing, or their circus. I mean,
Taron Killam is one of the guys for some reason. For really no reason at all. I don't know why. SNL alum Taron Killam is here.
and Scoot McNairy plays the other guy.
Scoot.
And they acquire Solomon's services under the perception that, oh yeah, we're gonna give you some money, you're gonna travel with us, like I think to Washington DC,
Yeah.
to play at the circus, and then everything's gonna be fine. He'll be home in a week. And meanwhile his wife and kids have like gone. His wife's like traveling to like work for like 2 weeks or something like that. So he's all alone. He goes with these guys. And then he is, I don't know if he's drugged or just like they just make him drunk, like they keep like pushing him to keep drinking.
I think they just fed him a bunch of booze while they're out at a restaurant.
And then he is basically he's kidnapped and sold into slavery, basically.
Yeah.
And he's, as I said, he's a free man. He's an educated man.
He's trying to tell people this at every stage. He's like, I have papers, like I'm a free man. I live in New York. My name is Solomon. And they're like, no, it's not. No, you're not. And go ahead, produce your papers. He's like, I'm in shackles right now. You've kidnapped me. They're like, all right, well, sorry, you're being sold into slavery. You're not who you say you are.
It's almost like they're trying to like destroy his sense of self. It's like, no, you are who we're telling you you are, and if you don't like give in, like it's only going to be worse.
It's almost like, and this is the third episode in a row we're making a Catherine Bigelow reference, but it's almost like Guantanamo Bay in a little sense, right? Like it
Yeah, they're
reminds me of
just
Zero
torturing
Dark
it.
30, where they just like, you're in a dark room, they blast heavy metal music at you, and they're like, you are this person. And then, the detainee will be like, I'm not this person.
Yeah. At a certain point, to make it stop, you're going to just go along with their bullshit.
Yeah. Which
Um,
is exactly what happens.
right. And then him and some others. One of them is Eliza, who I think he knows, right? Or does he? No, he doesn't know her. He just comes to know her, like, as they're, like, held captive.
He has somewhat of a knack for establishing rapport with strangers that he meets along the way.
Right.
Almost like against his will, weirdly enough, because like he doesn't really see. He seems pretty reluctant to help most of these people at these stages, but it's funny that people keep reaching out to him for help.
You have never seen this movie, I take it.
No, is this your second watch or?
I've never seen this movie.
Oh, okay. No, I've also never seen this movie.
What?
Let me ask you something, pal.
Please,
How about
please.
that? When do you decide to watch this? Because obviously it's a heavy subject matter. Like this is going to apply to Schindler's List as well.
Yeah.
Like what's your headspace where you're like it's a Wednesday evening perhaps and you're like, all right, I'm just gonna be sad tonight.
Yeah. I think maybe that's what's always. I don't want to seem like a person who's not willing to face reality, but
Yeah,
it's like I'm never just gonna put on 12 Years a Slave.
right. It's not
Uh,
a let's throw this. It's not really a date night movie. It's not like a. There is almost a sense of like as important as it is. Like what I guess who is this for, and when do you decide I'm gonna watch a Schindler's List, for example?
yeah, I don't know. It's
But
it's a good.
necessary film. Well, I haven't seen Schindler's List yet, but everything I've heard about it
Yeah,
says that's a necessary film. But
yeah.
um, I was very surprised at how propulsive it was. Like just from a structure point of view, like you're constantly moving from thing to thing. The music is incredible.
Hans Zimmer.
Um, really,
Yeah.
all right. This one's a Hans. We're back in the win column.
He
Hans.
he he did bring back the fish tank score.
No, but he does have some really fat synths in this thing, like
Yeah.
some really that kind of just shake you a little bit. The score I think was really, really good.
Yeah.
Everything about the structure and the way that it was made, I think Steve McQueen just makes it really um, propulsive and as heavy as the subject matter is. It actually is pretty easy to watch, just from the movie making perspective of it.
I completely agree. It's something we'll talk about with Schindler's List too. Like, it feels wrong to call 12 Years a Slave entertaining, but it kind of is.
Yeah, I agree.
Obviously, that is like that comes with a lot of
Right,
asterisks,
right.
but it is like you said, it's very absorbing. It's very yeah, propulsive's a really good word. It's always moving. I think even the fact that like something Steve McQueen doesn't do is give like time markers. It's like you know by the end of the movie that 12 years have passed, but
Just
it
from the name
sort
of
of
the
just like
movie.
happened just like, in the span of 2 hours. And it's always just like, the next scene, you're like, it might have been 6 months, we don't really know.
It that was one. I wasn't like it didn't throw me or anything, but there was a point where I was like, "Are we gonna get a time card?" Like I was a little bit surprised because he almost doesn't even seem to age until the epilogue of the movie when he has gray hair. Like if you had asked me if the movie wasn't called 12 Years a Slave and you had asked me how much time do you think elapsed, I would have said maybe a year.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, I wonder if he only uses, a time card in the opening of the movie just to be like, this is what year it is. I think maybe it's just like, this guy just lost 12 years of his life and, we watched in 2 hours and sort of like, I don't know.
See, I'm going to disagree and say I think that the lack of time framing I think is somewhat to the movie's detriment. Like I would I guess not like to, but I think it would be more weighty if you really feel the span of time that this man was thrown into slavery. Like it really does feel like a year, even less than a year,
Yeah.
which obviously he endures so many horrendous things throughout his journey, but it doesn't feel particularly long.
Yeah.
I guess the title is kind of doing the heavy lifting because you know inherently that he's spending 12 years as a slave. Like it's obvious from the jump.
See, I think on one hand, I agree with you because I was a thing I wrote down and like kind of a thing where I was like, I would like to feel time passing more. But at the same time, like, I kind of like how like abstract time is in this because it's sort of like, he's in captivity. He's being, he's enslaved. So he's like, he knows obviously the time is passing, but it's sort of like how much time that is and like how long he's been gone and if he'll ever get back to like his family, like is so like it just becomes abstract. It's like these are like abstract ideas. Like when
Yeah.
you are, I don't know, it's everything gets a little muddy, I guess.
I almost think they somewhat hide the physical toll that it realistically would have taken on him. Like he doesn't
Yeah,
necessarily seem as fatigued as you would expect from someone who spent 12 years enslaved.
right.
Um, Obviously, they portray a lot of his emotional fatigue, and obviously this is his family and uh, the emotional abuse that he endures. But I feel like I almost felt like physically it was almost lacking in a certain extent. Like I never got the sense like as abused as he was it almost like he was always in the phase of like, what can I do? What's my next move? And not this beleaguered, downtrodden person. Um, which is, I guess, a testament to his character. But at the same time, like I think any normal person would be like, you spent uh, a year plus as a slave. You would be the most broken down version of yourself.
Yeah.
And I never really got that portrayal from his character. A lot of crazy ass cameos in this.
A lot of crazy ass cameos, a lot of actors who seem to really be enjoying saying slurs.
Okay, interesting.
Paul Dano seems like he's Paul Giamatti too.
Paul Giamatti, Paul
the
Dano,
Pauls.
the Pauls, yeah.
Even Michael
Cumberbatch.
Fassbender.
Michael, I have finish your point.
I'm just like these guys are. I obviously I'm being a little bit silly, but like the way they say, various slurs, I'm like,
Yeah,
you guys are putting a little too much effort into it. You know what I'm saying?
I think Paul Giamatti in particular, I was like, that's coming off a little too naturally for you. This doesn't really, but I guess like that's the move.
No,
I have more respect for Michael Fassbender than I do for Brad Pitt, who's like, I'm gonna put myself in the movie and I'm just gonna be the chillest white Canadian guy there ever was.
It's also complicated too because like Brad Pitt's production company produced like made this movie and he was a producer on it, so it's like, yeah, Steve, I'll be the nice guy, the guy who like has a conscience and is like really kind.
Yeah, is there like a white guy who saves the day, or is that role taken already? And let's call it my buddy Mike Fassbender. He seems like a real irate individual who'd be down to play just one of history's most heinous people.
Yeah.
A blot on society.
The structure of the movie is once he's first Solomon is first sold to not Michael Fassbender, Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah.
Played by, or his name, the character name is William Ford.
The character's name is Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah, it's like really weird.
It's like, why did he insist on that? Bizarre.
And he's like the nice slave owner.
Heavy air quotes around nice.
Heavy air quotes, because like whatever. Obviously, you can't.
Well, they show when he's at the slave auction, he's picking out the individuals he wants to employ as his slaves. It's Eliza. Is it Eliza? It is Eliza, right? Yeah. She doesn't want to be separated from her family, obviously.
Yeah.
And she's like, please just like take my kids too, because like I just don't separate us, please. She's crying. And Benedict's like, mm, nah, sorry, I'm just gonna take you, and then we're gonna
Well,
separate your kids.
yeah,
But then,
so
but he also
yeah,
employs Paul Dano,
right.
who plays I don't know what his character's name is,
I
but you
think
know what? Doesn't
it's
even fucking matter because fuck this guy.
yeah. Slur Thrower McGillicuddy? That's weird.
That's a crazy name. I think he does actually have a stupid name,
It's
but
John Tibeats. Tibeats?
yeah,
Something like that.
I think it's pronounced Tibbets,
Tibbets.
but it's spelled not the way you think it'd be spelled.
Um, yeah, so Paul Dano is just sort of like a boss. Like he's not even the overseer of the plantation. And Paul Dano just fucking hates Chiwetel Solomon Northup. Obviously because Solomon Northup is smarter than Paul Dano. Like Paul Dano is a fucking idiot.
Yeah,
And he hates that he's smarter than him. Basically, it's as simple as that. He's like,
yeah.
how dare this slave be smarter than me?
He's just building a house. He's putting siding up on a house, and Paul Dano comes over and he's just like poking holes in his shit, and they get into a heated conflict.
He gets this whip taken from him by Solomon so easily, and then Solomon
Yeah,
just like whips the shit out of him, and it honestly kind of rocks.
it rocks so hard because it defied my expectations in the sense where I'm like, okay, I think Solomon's probably just gonna like do a my bad and be like, because a big part of his character is just like, just keep your head down, make it through this, because that's what one of his uh fellow boatmates says to him in the beginning.
Yeah,
They're like, just keep your head down, like we're not gonna rebel, like that's the way to get out of this.
yeah.
So he kind of takes that to heart and uses that throughout his journey. So you think like he's just gonna be like put the whip down or like try to double back in some way, but no, he just lays into fucking Tibbets, and it's awesome to watch.
Yeah, it rocks so hard, but at the same time, you're just like, obviously, you're like, this isn't gonna be good. Like,
Right. Sorry, it's not like a. I'm not
no,
like
I know,
cheering. I get, but it's
no,
like
obviously,
obviously it's like a violence begets violence, but
yeah,
you do
yeah,
want to see it stuck to this guy because he sucks so bad.
yeah. And then Tibbets cries like a little baby, literally cries, and he says,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry," as he's being whipped because he's a wuss. And then uh, he gets like him and two like racist pals to come back to the
Yeah.
plantation, and this is like rough.
Rough. Yeah.
They start to lynch Solomon.
Yeah.
Um, and then the overseer, I don't remember his name, but the overseer stops them, and he's like, I get what happened, but also he is Benedict Cumberbatch's property, so
Yeah.
like
But then just
it's not up to you to like do anything to him.
right. So
Uh,
almost as I guess as punishment or something, like he shoos away Paul Dano and his racist posse, but then still leaves Solomon hanging up in the tree, just like gasping for breath, and it's painful.
and he's like just bouncing like on like a rock that is also like slowly sinking into the mud.
Yeah. So he's alive, but just basically drowning the entire
Yeah.
time.
It's such a long there's such a long shot too. Like
Yeah.
I don't know if they like had some kind of rig or like they were like, Chiwetel, you want to just go for it? Because there's such a long shot where after everything's done, it's like this very quiet. It's probably like a minute and a half, a 2 minute shot of Solomon just hanging by the tree, and then like all the other people, like all the other like slaves are coming out, like to work because it's the morning or whatever. They're coming out to work and like don't really look at him.
There are children playing
Yeah,
within
yeah.
maybe like 50 feet of the tree.
Yeah, it's wild. It's a wild shot.
It's one of the most arresting parts of the movie,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. And then Benedict Cumberbatch comes back and is like, "Holy shit!" and he cuts him down. And he's basically like, "Yeah, Paul Dano is, actor in The Fabelmans, A Little Miss
Yeah,
Sunshine.
he's the Riddler. Yeah.
He's him and his cronies are just like scoping out the area because they want to kill you so hard.
Yeah.
He's like, so I sold you. The only person that would take you is Michael Fassbender. So
he's like, you think this is bad? This guy's the worst guy in town. Benedict Cumberbatch in this scene is so just left me so irate because it's like, yeah, sorry, Paul Dano's fucking crazy, but I'm not gonna fire him. He does good work. It's like, fuck you, Ben. Can I call you Ben? I am gonna call you Ben.
Yeah. My just call him Dict.
Yeah, nice. You dicked. But yeah, they send him to
Edwin Epps.
Edwin Epps, played by Michael Fassbender, a somehow even far worse plantation to be working at.
Yeah. One thing I'll actually say about the Benedict Cumberbatch sections.
Yes.
What makes this movie, I think, partly so good is the way it I wrote every dynamic established, the movie also presents its subversion of that dynamic. So for instance, so Lupita Nyong'o is on Edwin Epps's plantation. Patsy, right. She is she picks the most cotton. She picks fucking 500 pounds a day. And we can get into Michael Fassbender being obsessed with her. But occasionally, on Sundays when there's no work, she goes to a neighboring plantation in which the slave master's wife is a formerly enslaved black woman who has been freed by him, by the slave master at this plantation, played by Alfred Woodard, an icon.
So I'm kind of tracing your line of thinking here. You're thinking Patsy is putting in all this work and effort in the hopes of obtaining that sort of position?
No, I'm more just saying the movie, it really delves into every possible iteration of every possible, well, not every possible, but lots of possible formulations of relationships between enslaved people and slave masters, and even racists and slightly less racist or whatever.
Yeah.
Or not racist, Brad Pitt isn't a racist, I guess. Yeah, in that scene with Alfred Woodard as the slave master's wife, she talks about yeah, I know, I would, my husband cheats on me, obviously, he kind of still sees me as property, but as his wife, I have so much more freedom. I never want to go back out in the field. Being in my position now is much better than literally any other thing that that's happened to me in the last 30, 40 years it seems like she's been enslaved.
Right. Which is, it's still despicable that she has this take of, I'm now going to participate.
Yeah.
In this racist act, but also
you kind of can't fault her. You're right, yeah,
exactly. She escaped.
What's the alternative?
Hell. Yeah, exactly. So Solomon ends up on Edwin Epps's farm.
Yes.
Edwin Epps having a reputation for being a quote unquote slave breaker. And now Solomon is coming in with a reputation of having rebelled against one of his masters.
Right.
So you can just tell he's in for a terrible time. Obviously, regardless, but especially now.
And it sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Do you want to go into detail about the terrible things that happen? I mean, Edwin Epps is just an abhorrent stain on society, basically. If you could fill in go watch the movie, I guess, if you want to fill in the gaps yourself. But has a terrible, abusive relationship with Patsy, who's doing the most work on the plantation.
Right.
His wife is aware of their quote unquote relationship, and she detests Patsy. Patsy is just getting abuse from all angles. Arguably the worst out of anybody.
Yeah.
And there is a moment when Solomon contemplates escaping. He's tasked with bringing a letter to a neighboring plantation. And it's funny because I'm watching this thinking he's kind of eyeing his escape, and he does make a dart for the woods. And in my head, I'm like, yes, go, go, go. But in my heart, I'm thinking there's an hour and a half left in this movie. It is not going to end well if you try to escape. I just know.
And he also runs into basically a lynch mob in the woods.
Yeah. They're like, who do you belong to? He's like, I'm with Edwin Epps. And they're like, all right, just get out of here.
I think another interesting aspect of the movie is like earlier when they're on the ship and they sort of get to uh where they're going to be dropped off, where Paul Giamatti's going to take them.
Yeah.
One of the guys on the ship that Solomon was talking with about like should we fight back and whatever. I think he was actually the guy who was like just like keep your head down and whatever.
Yeah, same guy.
As soon as they land, as soon as the ship comes into dock, this guy's like, because like again, I don't really know, but I get this. I think that Solomon, although he is like a free man, he still has like a master like in New York, but it's sort of like this guy
Sort of
bought
like
his freedom.
it's I guess like a shepherd of some kind, or like a
Right.
chaperone.
Right. So this guy who was talking to Solomon about, keeping your head down, as soon as they land, this guy's whatever, chaperone or shepherd or whatever, he's like, oh, like what the hell? Like this is he has free papers. Like let me show them to you. And so there's that moment. And then I'm thinking of this because in the scene where we think, Solomon's thinking about escaping and he runs into the lynch mob, like there's so many moments throughout the movie where like either a better or worse thing will happen to another character or to Solomon. And it's just like the look on their face, whoever it is always like, glad it's not me, or like, I'm glad I'm not
Yep.
that person. And it's like, I think one of the more devious things, I mean, among obviously the horrible atrocities of just like enslavement, is just like it turns you against people you would
Right.
otherwise be allied with, because it's like, well, now it's about your body, it's about your life, it's
Right.
about like you don't want bad things to happen to you, or if something good can happen to you, you will take an opportunity to do whatever to get that good thing,
Right.
and it's fucking sick.
Basically, the entire
Obviously.
system relies on humankind's sense of self-preservation
Right.
to the point where it indoctrinates you into being subservient.
Yeah. Obviously, that's not an original thought, but it's just,
No,
I think the
but
movie's such a
it's
good depiction of that, of like,
yes.
and yeah,
There's the moment. There are a few standout moments that stood out to me as particularly impactful. One was when there was a gentleman who passed away like in the fields while he was working. So they have a small funeral for him. They're singing like a slave. You would call it a slave hymn.
right.
And you see the point where Solomon kind of finally breaks down and sings along with the song, and it's almost like I guess you could interpret it in multiple different ways. I saw it as he's accepting his role as a slave and sort of becoming more passive. Or you could, I guess, interpret it as maybe finally he understands, why people sing these songs, and maybe truly understands the plight. I think it's more like he's looking at a dead man in the ground and he sees himself or his future.
Right.
At one point, Edwin Epps, his crops just all completely fail, and he's like, "All right, I'm gonna loan you guys over to one of my neighbors because my crops sucked this year."
He's like, yeah, it's like a
We have
sign
no
from God
harvest.
that you guys are like, you have the devil in
Yeah,
you or
it's
whatever,
like
because he's like a fucking idiot sicko.
Oh, he is the biggest idiot sicko I think that we've covered in any of these movies. He's just like, yeah, crops died. I guess you guys all must be working for the devil. So off you go.
Yeah.
So they end up working for this other guy, who is aware that Solomon is educated and is aware that he plays an instrument, and he's like, here, I got you this fiddle. So the guy, gives him a fiddle to play, and then Solomon just ends up, he's playing it, and he's just so distraught that he just breaks it. Because, like, he's literally, for one, it's the thing that got him into this mess partially.
Right.
And he's literally playing the saying, playing the fiddle, like he just kind of breaks down.
Right.
That was a powerful moment, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Can I nominate somebody for runner-up worst guy in this movie?
Sure.
Fucking Armsby.
So Armsby is also an example of what I'm talking about, of like,
Yeah.
this guy, like in the way that movie subverts sort of like dynamics, is like all of a sudden, because time is abstract in this movie, all of a sudden there's like this like white guy, Armsby, who's
Yeah.
working like who's picking cotton with like the other, the black slaves.
Yeah.
Um, and he's not a slave, Armsby, but he's
He's
like,
employed. He gets a wage.
right. And you just, his basically his backstory is like he was an overseer. But his conflict with, he says he was conflicted about like, what he was doing, and it kind of made him like drink a lot and like get himself into a lot of trouble. And then like now he's basically like trying to pick himself back up, sort of repenting is kind of how like makes it seem. You think he might be an ally.
Yeah. Solomon thinks he might be an ally.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, you have a little bit more freedom. Can you deliver this letter for me, or take this? I think he's asking him like take it to the post office and mail this letter.
Yeah.
Um, which I believe is regarding his status as a free person.
I think it's addressed to like the person who's like his chaperone or whatever, like we were talking about, back in New York.
Yeah, and they have this whole big heart to heart where Armsby's like, I want to do this, I want to help you, but I have to level with you. Like, this is going to get me in a lot of trouble. And Solomon's like, I'm aware of what I'm asking you. It's this whole thing. And then Armsby's like, okay, I'll do it. And the fucking next day, Edwin Epps' ass comes over and is like, hey, Armsby told me you fucking tried to write a letter, so now you're getting punished. It's like, what the fuck, Armsby? You rat?
It's like basically everybody's like scheming against each other, like for survival or just for like another leg up. Like, and even fucking Armsby, he's like, obviously
But Armsby he's not at risk of, his survival's not at stake.
Right. But I think like he's like, you almost like get a sense of his psychology. It's like he's saying one thing, but like maybe he obviously deep down believes like, I can't believe I'm in the fields with like the slaves. I used to be an overseer. Like, maybe if I'm gonna rat on this guy, because then maybe Epps will like promote me to like a higher position and pay me more.
Right. So his motivation is all, he's a slug climbing the corporate ladder. Like, he's not trying to, like, it's one thing to turn on someone when it's your own survival that's at stake, but he's just trying to make it, and he's just trying to like get a leg up on the competition. He's trying to like raise his standing.
Yeah.
Which is the most deplorable thing, honestly.
Yeah.
The delivery of the ending feels not, I don't want to say flat, but it feels like it's very matter of fact. Like, all of a sudden he's endured all this hardship, all these traumatic events, and then Brad Pitt just comes along and is like, all right, yeah, I'll see what I can do if I can like let somebody know that you're here. And then his chaperone comes and is like, you can't enslave this person. This is a free man. Like, I'm taking you back to New York.
See, and I was reading a little bit. Like, I think some people have criticized the movie for being like a white savior. Brad Pitt's an example of a white savior, but I actually think what the movie is saying is like, it's pure happenstance that Brad Pitt, is like a guy with a conscience who thinks that slavery is deplorable, and that he shows up to Epps' plantation just to like build a shed or whatever he's doing.
And Solomon's really going on a limb, even asking him this favor, because it's already burned him once. Armsby fucking screwed him.
I think I feel like the movie is like is saying like, look how easy it was for Solomon, who endured 12 years of this, and then you could everybody else who have been there longer. Look how easy it is for this to just stop. All it takes is just one white guy to write a letter or mail a letter, and all of a sudden Solomon's free again.
Right. Somebody
after 12 years. Something. Yeah. And even like when he's leaving the plantation, like with his chaperone or whatever, and like a sheriff, Patsy is like, the camera, it's like, as the carriage is like, drawing away, like, the plantation's getting a little bit smaller. It's just like, damn, look at these people who will never be so lucky.
Right. Patsy's like, please take, oh my God, it's terrible. Um,
Yeah.
but you could tell like Solomon feels it's that sense of self-preservation again.
Yeah,
As,
yeah,
as
exactly.
guilty as he feels, he's another example of like it's been done to him so many times where somebody's been like, sorry, I can't help you. I got my chance.
Yeah,
It's been done to him so many times throughout the movie, and now it's him in that role where he's like, I got my chance of freedom, and I'm sorry I can't help you.
yeah.
But he does go back and help people in general. I think he works portions of the Underground Railroad. And I think obviously he writes the book 12 Years a Slave. But I would like to see that for him. Like in that sense, maybe the movie didn't have to end so bleakly.
I do think like how abstract the movie deals with time. It's like you all of a sudden in the last scene feel how much time has passed. Like, because obviously
That
his
last
kids,
scene is like the only indicator of how much time has passed.
yeah, it's like his kids are older. Like, they're, his daughter literally has like just like recently had a baby.
Right.
And just like the way he's standing there, like almost like ashamed.
He comes back almost embarrassed in a
Yeah,
way.
yeah,
He's like, sorry, I left you. It's like, dude, you didn't leave anybody.
yeah,
You got kidnapped.
yeah. Ugh. Did you like this movie?
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, thought it was
But
great.
but I have to say, it's like one of those ones where like I did enjoy it, but I don't know if I'll ever watch this again. Like I would file it in the Deer Hunter category, where it's
Right.
like, yeah, I thought it was a great movie, but like I had to walk around the block after seeing it.
Would you like to hear the other Best Picture nominees for
Who dares? This is not a Django year, is it? Django's a different
Django's
year.
the year before?
Interesting.
Um,
Do you like this movie better than Django?
that's a question. That's a really tough
That's
question.
a tough question. I don't know the
Here's
answer, frankly.
here's the thing, like
Very
I think
different approaches
obviously,
to the
yeah,
subject matter. Yeah.
100%. I mean, this movie, 12 Years a Slave feels like probably the most accurate depiction of s slavery in the United States.
Yeah.
Maybe that's ever been like in a movie or like a TV show. Again, I haven't seen all of them. But just like the sense I get even from like critics and stuff, it's like, yeah, this is like the most accurate movie. And it's
Yeah. Django obviously wasn't a real guy.
no, Django, doesn't it literally start with Once Upon a Time in the South? Like it's literally like a fairy tale.
Yeah.
Um, I love Django. Movie kind
Yeah,
of
me
kicks
too.
ass,
It kicks ass. Yeah.
but
Totally wildly opposite end of the spectrum.
yeah.
I don't know. We'll come back to it.
But first up is David O. Russell's film American Hustle.
Oh yeah.
Christian Bale, Bradley Cooper, Jeremy
Jennifer
Renner,
Lawrence?
Jennifer Lawrence, yeah, Amy Adams.
I think I saw this. Why do I remember a microwave scene? She's
Sure.
microwaving something.
Sure.
Is that a weird part to remember from this movie? I don't think I remember anything else.
I've never seen it. I remember like wanting to see it when it came out because this is like another year where I was like so locked into the nominees.
Yeah.
But I
It's
just
kind of
never.
like a Silver Linings Playbook sequel.
Well, yeah, well, same director.
Right. Really?
Yeah, David O. Russell. I think it's
How
literally
about
his
that?
follow-up to Silver Linings Playbook.
Oh, how about that snipe?
And it's about a con man and his seductive partner who are forced to work for a wild FBI agent who pushes them into a world of Jersey power brokers and the mafia.
Oh dear.
No thanks,
Really?
Mr.
Sounds like-
Hanks. Because next up is Captain Phillips.
Oh my man. I am the captain now.
A movie I have been meaning to see literally for the last 12 years because I hear it is so good.
Pun absolutely intended. You missed the boat. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna resonate with you at all. I can't imagine watching that movie now. It just feels so weird to me.
Okay.
I watched it like when it came out,
Right.
and I did like it. I thought it was good.
Directed by Paul Greengrass. It is the
Lame.
true story of Captain Richard Phillips and the 2009 hijacking by Somali pirates of the U.S. flagged MV Maersk, Alabama,
Nice.
the first American cargo ship to be hijacked in 200 years.
It definitely I feel like had a thumbprint on the zeitgeist, as it were.
Next up, we have Jean-Marc Vallée's Dallas Buyers Club.
Oh, this is a movie I have not seen.
Same here.
Cool.
Loosely based
Moving on.
loosely based on the true life tale of Ron Woodruff, a drug-taking, woman-loving, homophobic man who in 1986 was diagnosed with HIV and
Homophobic man?
HIV/AIDS and given 30 days to live. Oh, I thought he was a gay man.
I thought he was a gay man as well.
This is a movie about a whatever. Matthew McConaughey, he won the Oscar for his performance.
Yeah.
Jared Leto plays, I think, a trans woman, so that's great.
Oh.
Um,
Is that real?
I think so.
Okay.
I will literally never see it.
Really?
Yeah, I don't really.
Maybe. It's not really on my list or anything, but I don't know. Perhaps.
Next up, we have, you're gonna love this. We have Alfonso Cuarón's like years in the making film, a Sandy Bullock joint with George Clooney, kind of more than a cameo, but also a small role. It is Gravity.
Gravity is working against me. Not really a fan of this, honestly.
This movie is more impressive than it is good. Do you know what I mean?
That is the perfect, most succinct way you could describe it.
It's
100% agree.
It looks really cool. Like the opening
Yeah.
shot of the movie, I think, is like an unbroken, like 20-minute
Yeah.
take. That's cool.
Yeah.
But it's fine.
There's very little dialogue, but there's not enough abstract thought exploration to make it interesting. It's
Yeah.
just look at this lady fly around space.
Yeah, I mean, the story is basically Sandra Bullock is an astronaut. George Clooney is like her astronaut partner. He's killed during like a meteor shower, like that destroys their space station. She's sent off into space.
Would you believe, I'm going to spoil this right now, so I guess turn this off if you want to watch Gravity, but would you believe she makes it back home to Earth?
No, you're kidding.
Insane. There's no way.
Yeah, I don't know. I will probably rewatch this movie one more time in my life, and then I will put it to bed for good.
When do you think you're going to rewatch it?
What's 2025? I'm going to say 2028 or 9.
Okay. I like this.
Because Alfonso Cuarón is a great director. He made one of my favorite movies, Children of Men. He's one of those guys who, like, I'd love to just go through his entire filmography and just watch it chronologically.
Yeah.
And, you know, obviously Gravity's in there. Got to watch it. So
Gotta watch it. Sure.
maybe one day.
Sure.
Next up, we have Spike Jonze's
Jones.
Her.
Oh, I love this movie.
I also love this movie.
Crazy how close to reality it is now. I watched it last year.
For the first time?
For the second time.
Okay. Yeah, weirdly a movie, like I think a video, like wasn't a guy just interviewed about how he's like in love with his chatbot or whatever and he's like married?
It's pretty common. I've heard a few
Sick.
stories similar to that.
Bunch of sickos out there.
I don't know. Is that a sicko thing?
Yeah.
Being in love with a chatbot?
Yes. Chatbot isn't a real thing, so like why are you in love with it?
I don't know. People love their car. I've seen My Strange Addiction. If a chatbot can understand you better than a human, maybe it's time to date the chatbot. ScarJo, if you're listening, I'm working on a project and I can use your voice.
So it's a movie in which Joaquin Phoenix plays Theodore. He's like a writer. I think he writes like Hallmark cards.
Yeah, he's like a greeting card writer.
He was in a relationship for a long time. I think married or like engaged to Rooney Mara.
Yeah.
They've broken up. They've been broken up for a while. Then he gets a Scarlett Johansson voiced phone, and that becomes his girl.
Yeah.
Also pairs well with Lost in Translation, because Her is Spike Jonze's movie about being married to Sofia Coppola, and Lost in Translation is Sofia Coppola's movie about being married to Spike Jonze.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, which is which?
Lost in Translation is Sofia Coppola's take. Her is Spike Jonze's take.
Because they were married.
Yes.
and no longer.
No. I think they were married very briefly.
So this is like a film rap beef.
Kinda.
That's pretty sick. This
Kinda.
is like the Kendrick Drake of the day,
100%.
except it takes a few hours to complete the beef.
Her is kind of like Spike Jonze is Not Like Us.
That's awesome to hear, actually. It's really great.
Next up, we have Nebraska,
What the fuck is that?
Alexander Payne film starring Bruce Dern as an aging, booze-addled father who takes a trip from Montana to Nebraska with his estranged son in order to claim what he believes to be $1 million sweepstakes prize. I think it's based on like a real, like a true story. Like it's based on like this guy.
This is a movie I'll never see.
This is a movie I think I actually will see. I remember wanting, like, I remember when it came out, never got around to it. One day, when I'm aging and booze-addled.
You can finally relate.
Yeah. Next up, we have two more. We have Stephen Frear's Philomena with Judi Dench and Steve Coogan.
Dang.
A woman searches for her adult son who was taken away from her decades ago when she was forced to live in a convent. No thanks.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Philomeno. How about that?
Sounds like a bunch of British malarkey. Ta-ta. And finally, we have Martin Scorsese's masterpiece. The first R-rated movie I saw by myself in the theater. I was finally old enough. I was 17.
Oh.
It is The Wolf of Wall Street. Sort of like Goodfellas in that, yeah, it has been embraced by like the worst guys on the planet, but is also critiquing the behavior that it is depicting.
Which is hilarious.
Yeah, like it's so fun, but also like Martin Scorsese is like, yeah, these guys are the worst people on the planet.
It's so funny that someone can watch this movie and be like, I want to be just like Jordan Belfort, actually.
Yeah.
He seems like a really cool guy, and I want his life.
Yeah.
Jordan Belfort, by the way, has become incredibly profitable as a result of this movie. Just like risen back into prominence.
He does like whatever, like talk. What do they call him? He's like motivational speaking and stuff.
Yeah,
yeah.
But it's not like
sicko.
Learn what I learned from my mistakes. It's
here's how you could live like me.
Yeah, live like me. Fuck everyone else over, and here's my strategy. Which is crazy that someone could even, this is off topic, but like, how would you even follow that person's advice? Like, obviously his whole MO is taking advantage of stupid people. How do you not see that you're one of the people in the room that he's taking advantage of by taking
100%.
Your money?
100%.
Great film, though.
So one of Scorsese's, he has a lot of masterpieces. One of his masterpieces.
An absolute riot.
So those are the nominees.
Nice.
Andrew, do you think 12 Years a Slave is Best Picture worthy?
Yeah, I do think it's an interesting statement that actually, no, fuck whatever I was going to say, because screw the Academy. I don't care. I don't really care what they have to say.
Hell yeah.
It bothers me that they have the cultural weight that they have. Although I don't even think they have that much cultural weight as they think they have. So
no.
But this is a good movie. I'm glad it rose to prominence. I'm glad it was a mark of the times in 2014, and I think it's really good. I'm not sure when, if ever, that I'll ever watch it again, but I think it's important.
I really have nothing to add. I think it's a great movie. I think everybody should see it.
Would you like to hear what people disagree with?
Yeah,
about this film.
Yeah,
the things that people think this is a little bit icky. This
Mm-hmm.
wasn't really that good. This wasn't really my cup of tea.
Yeah.
Because I found some reviews, reluctantly, from other people on the internet. To preserve their anonymity, give me a fake name. Give me the name of somebody who's Michael Fassbender's best pal.
Fucking Charles Xavier.
Charles Xavier. This one is short and sweet. 2 stars. Being a racist sucks. Which I'm not sure if Professor X is implying that it sucks if you're a racist, or it sucks because he's a racist and this movie was targeted at him.
Like he's all like this Professor X is pissed that racists are always getting depicted poorly in movies.
Yeah,
maybe.
Hopefully. Give me the name of somebody who's sleeping with the fishes.
It's gotta be Jimmy Conway, Robert De Niro's character from Goodfellas.
I didn't know who that was, and I wasn't gonna ask. Jimmy James Conway says half a star. It's just torture porn. I put this in the same class as Passion of the Christ and Blackfish, where they say something really obvious in a gross and boring way.
I get that take. I get, like, why are we showing these images?
Yeah.
On one hand, I can see how filming things like this or fictionalizing them and then filming them, like, is a thorny thing to do, and potentially sensationalizing it. I also think, like, how else are people going to keep the idea that this is a thing that happened and that still has ripple effects today throughout the world and obviously in the United States? I think this is a way to keep that in people's minds, is telling stories like this.
Give me the name of somebody who's trying to sneak into the little movie theater in his old hometown.
It's gotta be Cecil B. DeMille.
Cecil B. DeMille says, I'm going to give this 2 stars. I don't know why me and my brother went to see this movie. I was literally 12. Anyways, he tells me he has it ingrained in his memory that he remembers me crying at this movie, which is 100% not true. Like, it didn't happen at all. Movie's good, I guess, but I didn't really like it. Those are all the reviews. Thought-provoking.
Thanks for those.
Yeah. Don't thank me, thank the people.
Thank you, the people. Next week, we are going... I actually think we should go a little lighter.
Okay.
We're going to talk about The Sound of Music.
Wow.
The hills are alive with the sound of Nazis.
Oh, no. What sound do they make? Actually, you know what sound Nazis make? It's that burn from...
Zone of Interest?
Thank you, Zone of Interest. The movie
I haven't seen, and somehow I knew what you were talking about.
Yeah. That's why we make such a good team.
Yeah, so we'll talk about Sound of Music. I've never seen it.
Neither have I.
Honestly,
my mom loves it. My mom loves this movie.
You can have her on if you want.
I'll ask.
I definitely will have to not curse as much as she comes on.
Do we curse a lot of this show?
I curse. I don't know how to stop cursing. It's kind of one of my big...
Oh, dude.
Yeah, fucking hell.
Shit.
But yeah, one of the big musicals, like arguably the most famous musical. I've never seen it. Excited to watch it. It's very long. It's like almost 3 hours, but what are you going to do? But yeah, until next time, just sit and think about serious stuff.
Don't even eat a hot dog. Keep that away from your mouth.
No.
You can make it, put it in the fridge for later. Just sit and think. Yeah. You can grill a hot dog, fridge it, and then just think. How about that? Dinner tonight is a plate of thought. So there.
1, 2, 3, 4. These boys only want the best stuff. They want the cream of the crop. They don't want none of that Michael Bay shit. They want the shit that bops. Oscar bait, black and white, maybe something French. If it's got more than one explosion, honey, put that shit on the bench. Oscar Wieners, Oscar Wieners, Oscar Wieners. These boys are the Oscar Wieners.